All right.
Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. Brand new year here. Beeb, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Eric, and to all of the Ringside Reporter family.
All of them. All of them. I'm Eric Lorton. I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today. And if you want to call, ask questions, 323-870-3857. And tonight, we're going to talk about the Tank Davis situation. But first, we're going to get started with the upcoming fights coming up. And there's only one this week. It's been pretty dead the past couple weeks. There's only one this week coming up on January 7th, Saturday, and it's Showtime pay-per-view in Washington, D.C. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia, 12 rounds lightweights. Jaron Bootsennis versus Karen Chakadzian. Karen Chakadzian. 12 rounds for the IBF interim welterweight title. Rashidi Ellis versus Roman Villa, 12 rounds welterweights. Demetrius Andrade versus Damon Nicholson, 10 rounds super middleweights. Brandon Lee versus the dreaded TBA. And Vito Melecki Jr., friend of the show, versus Omar Rosales, 8 rounds junior middleweights. Now, let me talk. Let's break this card down here real quick here. It's not bad as far as star power goes. You got Tank on there, Gervonta Bootsennis on there, Rashidi Ellis, Andrade, Brandon Lee, Vito Melecki. You got a lot of star power on there, but I don't see a competitive fight anywhere on there. Am I wrong here?
Garcia and Tank could be a competitive fight, but maybe a lot of people are putting a ton of stock in Garcia, with all due respect, because of the Chris Colbert victory. He was a 25-1 underdog against Chris Colbert.
Yeah.
And he pulled it out. That's upset of the year for me, but I have a hard time. He's a 15-1 dog against Tank. I have a hard time seeing him pull this one off against Tank, but I'll be rooting for him. I'll tell you that.
Tank's not gonna win this guy.
Tank should win, but
this fight isn't even close, man.
Yeah.
This is a complete wash.
Yeah, I mean,
this should be on Showtime versus Showtime pay-per-view. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, but again,
5 squash matches. Larry Liston right there, 5 squash matches. Yeah, it's just like watching WWE back in the day on WOR. Remember that, where there was nothing but squash matches? You had SD Jones getting smashed every week.
SD Jones,
Special Delivery Jones.
Salvatore Bellomo.
Who was that other guy? Was it Frankie Garcia or something like that? The one that Roddy Piper beat up or whatever?
Frank Williams, I think.
Frank Williams, that was it. Frank Williams, that was it. He went there and tore him up.
Called him a tomato can. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right? Jaron Ennis, I don't expect him to have any trouble with his guy. I don't even know who that guy is. And I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying that they're not going to put Jaron Ennis on a showcase with any kind of odds to lose, put it that way. Rashidi Ellis, again, another squash. Demetrius Andrade making a showing out of nowhere here, because when was the last time, when we saw Demetrius Andrade? But he's not fighting anybody.
Well, here's the thing too, man. You were on the zone headlining cards, right? And you're not even the co-feature here. You're like the third fight. You know what I'm saying? Third or fourth fight on the pay-per-view, bro.
Right. He might not even make the card. He might not even make the main card.
I don't know, man.
I mean, seriously. Like, give me a break, man.
Are you going to buy this pay-per-view, or what are you going to do?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it, man. What is it? What is the pay-per-view? $69?
It's like
$70?
It's like $69, bro.
No way. No, it's not worth it, man. Definitely not worth it. You buying it? You are such a whore when it comes to pay-per-views. Even a new year, son. Even a new year.
I'm a loser, man.
Oh my God.
I'm a loser, man.
We got to get you in like a 12-step or something, man.
Do something, man.
This is bad.
I
This
mean,
is bad.
sometimes I pass up honey dips to pay-per-views. That's how sick I am.
I've done that before. That's not a big deal.
It's not even funny, man. It's not even funny, man.
Said Notorious said Ringside Robbie got the pay-per-view from Santa. All right.
He won't buy it. He's a screw-up.
Louis Reyes says the budget is reset. That's
Reset.
Right. Looking at the new year.
Reset, man.
Oh man. Let's see here. What did you hear? Okay, so Demetrius Andrade, he said he wasn't going to fight they offered him a big money fight, and apparently he doesn't want to go to the guy's country to fight him or something like that. And I'm like, you don't want to fight, man. He wants a big payday, and that's it. He doesn't want to fight for it. He doesn't want to fight. I mean, he's going to get left out, man. He really is, because, that guy had all the talent in the world, still has all the talent in the world, and it's just, it's wasting, man. It's wasting.
Right.
So, yeah, I expect all the favorites to win. I mean, you know what you ought to do? Go to what is it? Because I guess sports betting is legal now in Ohio. Put a parlay on all 5, all 6 of those play. Guaranteed win, right? That's a guaranteed win.
Crazy.
Guaranteed, son.
Sick.
Unbelievable. All right. So that's all the fights that's coming up this week. Let me check real quick here. 1 second, guys. January 14th. Let's see what's on tap this month. On ESPN Plus, January 14th, F.A. Ajagba versus Oscar Rivas. Not bad. But that's not a pay-per-view either. Let's see what else. Showtime's got one in January 20th from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Paul Kroll versus TBA junior middleweights. It's like their showbox card, I think. Otto Wallin is on that card too. January 21st, Chris Eubank versus Liam Smith. That should be pretty good. ESPN Plus on January 28th. That's the fight. Anthony Yard versus Arthur Betterbeeve. 12 rounds for Betterbeeve's title. That's going to be a good fight. So we got that to look forward to in January. And in February, I don't know about you, but in February we got the major fight. This could be the fight of the year. I don't know about you, but this could already be the fight of the year in February 25th when Adrian Bronner and Ivan Redkach fight.
Oh, Jesus.
So stop it. What's the matter with you? From Titletown, son.
Titletown, baby.
That's right.
Titletown.
All right, so let's start off news and rumors for the new year because not much is going on. Tank Davis was arrested Tuesday for a domestic battery violence charge, domestic violence charge. The arrest report states the victim was slapped with a closed hand. The strike left her with an abrasion on the inside of her upper lip. The victim is Vanessa Paso. She is the mother of Tank's child. And this is from TMZ. According to the docs, the 28-year-old fighter, quote, did actually and intentionally touch and strike the woman against her will and did intentionally cause bodily harm to her. Police say in the documents, Davis struck the woman on the right side of her head with a closed hand type slap. Cops said the woman was left with a facial injury, but was able to exit the home following the altercation. Now, here's the interesting part, because the next day, this all kind of went away. Next day, the incident, Vanessa Paso goes to social media and posts the following, quote, these past days have been hurtful and extremely exhausting for all parties involved. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be made public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument. Today, we have sought the help necessary to move forward with our lives. I am confident that we will succeed within our co-parenting dynamic and with the counseling provided to us. All right. So you think about it and you say, okay, well, maybe this happened, maybe whatever, maybe, because again, if you just read the police reports, and the police reports are big, don't get me wrong. But to me, this is kind of the bigger issue here. The 911 call that was placed, quote, he's going to kill me. I need help, please. She said in the call, I'm trying to go home. I have my baby in the car and he attacked me in front of my kid. And now he's messing up my tires. A few moments later, she can be heard saying, please help me. He's going to kill me. The call disconnected. She called, called right back. She said, I need to go home. I'm in danger right now. In a separate 911 call, a woman can also be heard requesting assistance for the alleged victim, noting in her call that the woman claimed Davis had spit at her. Tank stated the only reason that the woman called the police in the first place was because she was mad he wouldn't let her use his truck. You know, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Beeb. I think the fact is, here's what I think happened, and this is, just me. Again, there's no factual basis to this at all. I think Tank hit her. I think Tank, probably hit her, roughed her up a couple of times, She calls the cops. They come out, and, he gets with her the next day and says, look, you need to make this go away. I'll make it worth your while. Maybe some cash is involved there. And then she comes out with this statement. Because the police, it's going to make it difficult for the police to pursue this case, or the DA to pursue this case, if there's no witnesses, or if she said it was all a misunderstanding, or if she said she fell, or she lied, whatever the case may be. It's going to be difficult, not impossible, but difficult to pursue that. So I don't know, man. It sounds to me like somebody got paid and she took the story back, but she's definitely, listen, this isn't the first run-in for Tank. We've seen him, we were watching that video today about where he picked that girl up by the throat at the basketball game.
He's got a kid with her too.
Yeah. He's got a kid with this one as well. This isn't anything new for Tank Davis.
No.
This has happened before.
He's arrested for it before, but a different woman. And now it's happened this time. And, we talked about the stats. 75% of women who are victims of domestic abuse, they recant their claims.
Yeah.
75 to 80% of women, when they are victims, it's not usually one time by the same person. It happens multiple times, right? So the statistics are out there. Then cops, they say that, when they go to these homes and stuff, and they deal with these incidences, they try to make sure they get as much evidence as they can, right? Because they know there's a high probability that the woman will recant her claims, and often, regardless of the woman recants or not, because I think Josie Harris recanted her claim after when Floyd Mayweather, when she called the cops on Floyd Mayweather when he assaulted her, and he actually went to jail for that. So, it's not uncommon for these women to recant their claims. That doesn't mean that, he's out of the woods here. That doesn't mean that he didn't do it. I believe he did it. I don't care if she recanted or not. I believe he did it because one couple things she can't recant is the police being there and seeing her lip bloody and seeing the scar on her face, the abrasion on her face. Those things can't be recanted. The court documents can't be recanted. The police report can't be recanted. Oh, well, if you listen to the call, she wasn't even giving out her address. The police got there. So apparently, they got her address. And you could also, too, whoever had that video, I think it was TMZ that had the video, there's probably a high probability that they blocked out the address because they don't want to dox her, So there's a lot of stupid things that are being said in defense of Tank. Where are the pictures? Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna screenshot herself while she's getting punched in the face. I mean, what is this world coming to, man? When people are just trying to defend this, bro. And I know there's women out there that are trying to finesse men, and I know there's a lot of bullshit going on out there. With these women, I understand that, but you can't defend this, bro. You can't defend this.
No, you can't.
You can't defend this.
And somebody, I think it was Reese Mack, who said that didn't Nicole Brown Simpson make the same kind of 911 call, and yeah, she did. And this is such a pattern. I mean, we've read about this, we've seen it a billion times before. I mean, she called the police frantically. For what? Why did she call them? She called them, if you want to be believed, if you want us to believe Tank, she called them because she threw a fit about not being able to use his truck. She made up a story about him hitting her and, attacking her in front of her kid, everything like that, all because she couldn't use his truck.
He came out with 3 different reasons why she did this. First, he said she was trying to shake him down for money. Another reason she said because of the truck. Another reason why, she's claiming that she put shit on his toothbrush. I mean,
yeah, where was it? Where did that come from? I heard about that one, but I couldn't really validate
he
it
had
anywhere,
he put like pictures of shit on his toothbrush, like the shit that she took out of the baby's diaper, and put it on the toothbrush. He put that on, I think, Instagram or something like that. So
come on.
It is
Al Money, thank you so much. Super sticker. I love it, man. Thank you so much. And tough loss for Michigan yesterday, man. But hey, they'll be back. Yeah, I just, do you think this case, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. And they can go to the police reports. I think it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be difficult to convict him on this. I just do.
I think that the court is gonna, the prosecutor may go forward with this because of the police report, because of the court documents, because of the past history, and because of all this negative stuff. He has had multiple assault charges, on his record. Not just with women, but I guess he punched his brother in the head too, and he went to court for that. He's definitely got anger issues. There's no question about that. He's definitely a violent, aggressive person. So he's got a rap sheet. So I can't say for certain, but I do suspect that he's going to do some jail time. He's going to do some type of jail time, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think they're going to say to themselves, "This is the last straw." I mean, how many times is this? We're going to let this guy get away with it? Because it's not. You're not helping the guy. You're just enabling him by allowing him to continue to go forward. It's just ridiculous.
I'll tell you what. If you're Steven Espinoza, you let this fight happen?
I'm pulling it. You pulled the Raleigh fight, and he can say all he wants. Put out that statement that Raleigh clearly didn't say himself, right? And Raleigh in that statement says, "I agree." Who are you agreeing with, Raleigh? Someone told Raleigh that he should pull out of the fight. And I use this example, right? Resignation in lieu of termination. When you get pulled in the office and they want to get rid of you, we'll let you resign so we don't have to fire you. It's pretty much what they did to Raleigh, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They pressured him into pulling out of that fight. And why didn't Steven Espinoza release that right away, like when the fight was called off originally? So, Steven Espinoza's, I don't know, man. I think this is a bad look for Showtime.
This is a real bad look.
This is a bad look for Showtime. Because Raleigh didn't even get arrested. Right? There was no evidence. Yeah. It was just word. It was just
right.
He say, she. It was just a he say, she say. Her word versus his word. We have evidence here. We got police reports, court documents. We got history. We got a video from another situation. There's plenty of incidences where you could say this guy's got some issues here. He's got some issues.
And I get that all these stars are on this card. I get it. I understand. But Tank, like I said, man, if they cared about him, where is his management team at? Where is all the people around him at?
They know he did it too.
Of course they know he did it.
Everybody involved in Tank's inner circle, they know he did it. They do. I'm sorry. I don't care. He did it. He definitely did it. I don't care what she says. He did it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to mess up the bag. He's a 1% earner. He's the father of her child. She can just get child. Again, that's a long drawn out process. She don't know how much she's gonna get. That this way he's taking care of her. She's got a place to live. He's providing for her, and that's a big reason. That's a big reason. He could be a good father. I don't know, right? So women try to justify not leaving. That's why
do good fathers beat their wives up in front of their daughters and stuff? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
Look,
So here's the thing, man. We read you the stats. Stats don't lie. If 75%, recant their claims, right, and 80% happens to them more than once by the same person, then that tells you like this is bad. Like it's not good to be like, oh well, everyone's like, oh, she lied. Like everyone's jumping on her and this, that, and the third. They're missing the plot here. Yeah. They're missing the plot here. I think they want it to be true. They're putting like they're idolizing this guy. This is the guy that they're looking up to. Oh, stay strong, Tank. Oh, you'll get through it. Like, dude, that ain't the way to go. The way to go would be, Tank, you need to get help. Maybe you should not be with this woman.
Right.
You can still co-parent with this woman. But if it's that bad where you're getting this violent with her, maybe you shouldn't be with this girl. You shouldn't be with this lady, this woman. So he, by telling him, "Oh, stay strong, King. Oh, this, that, and the third,"
you're not helping him.
You're not helping
him. You're not a real fan. You're not helping him. And
you know what?
You know what? All those guys around him, they're making money off him.
Yeah,
they're making money off him. So of course, you're making X amount of dollars when I really don't have to work. I just gotta, hang with this guy. Yeah. I just gotta be his friend for a couple hours a day. Yeah, King. All right, you did the great. Hey, she's lying. Of course she's lying. Whatever.
Something
it's a shame how people treat you. It's disgusting, man. It really is.
Then you got Ellie Setback out there defending him and
what did Setback say? I saw a couple things in the chat about it. But what did
innocent till proven guilty? Oh, he'll prove his innocence. Everyone's gonna owe him an apology after that. Setback, shut the fuck up. You're a clown, bro.
Wow, yeah, right.
You're a clown, bro.
What a complete clown. He's a complete sellout too. Because, seriously, like if he had any sack, he'd tell the truth too, but he's not.
He has no
you know why? Because he knows Davis and he knows all the other fighters there and they're all juiced. You know what I mean? He can get interviews with any of them. So of course he's not gonna go over that gravy train. You know what I mean?
This guy's a joke, bro.
Yeah.
He's a joke.
I mean, anybody, I don't understand how anybody can defend him at this point.
I have no respect for
You saw the video. You saw the video, him choking that girl. The police report came out that he hit this girl. All right. She copped to that he hit him and then she recanted. We also got the hit and run coming in February. I guess he's got a big case coming in February that was delayed from December about that hit and run. Apparently he got hit. It was a hit and run. He hit a pregnant girl or whatever. There was a pregnant girl in the car. And I can't remember if he fled the scene or what the deal
fled the scene. Did you hear? You didn't hear it, but did you read that woman's statement that was in the car, the pregnant woman? She said, I read her statement. Mm-hmm. She said, he hit the car, and I was hysterical in there. I was crying. I was in pain, right? And tears were rolling down my face, and he looked me right in the eye. And he turned away and left.
I remember that. I remember reading that. Now I remember reading that. Yes.
What type of human being would do that? He's just, I'm just going to say it. He is not a good person. He is not a good person. To do something like that, he's just not a good person. It's not.
Man.
That's like horrible what he did. Like that woman's in pain, right? She's in trouble. You don't know how much damage you did to her. What if she was trapped in that car? What if that car could have blown up and you just left? What type of human being?
Like they weren't gonna find out it was you.
What type of human being does that? What type of human being does that?
Right. Well, I mean, John Jones in the UFC did that, where they hit a woman or he hit somebody and then left. And then remembered he had $10,000 in cash in his glove box or something like that. Went back and got it and left. Yeah. I mean, people don't understand, when you're at that level, an elite level, there has to be, it's not just like you and I just wake up every day and we do what we do. There's a different mentality there. And especially if you're in a sport where you get paid to put your hands on somebody. This football, everything else, and you see this all on these sports. You see this all the time. You see domestic abuse allegations. You see videos that come out. Boxing and football, to me, are the biggest ones that you see this with. So why not get, if you're the management, pull this guy, get him some help, get him some counseling, get him on the right track. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But again, and it's like they say in the chat, it's a business. It's not UNICEF, it's a business. So of course they're going to go ahead and hey, you didn't do anything wrong. He can fight. He's not charged. He's recanted the story. Beautiful. You're fighting on next week. He's making a huge amount of money. I imagine he's making quite a few pennies for this on this pay-per-view, no matter how it does. And I imagine, he's going to have to pay a lot of that out, but just so he can stay out of jail. Now I'm hearing, from everything I've read, there's a real chance that he does time for this, for that February 14th, for that hit and run. There's a real chance that he pulls time out of that.
There's no way in hell he doesn't do some type of jail time here, because they're gonna look and say he's got a record here. Now he's got a record, right? That's what they said about Floyd Mayweather. We looked at your history. This isn't the first time this has been. He was in a nightclub and he was accused of kicking 2 women in the head at a nightclub. There was a pattern with Floyd Mayweather too.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna lock Floyd Mayweather up for 2 months, they're gonna lock this guy up, bro. There's no way this guy's not getting locked up. He's getting locked up.
I would hope so. He
needs to get locked up. He needs a wake up call.
Sometimes you need that.
He needs a wake up call. He needs to get locked up.
And if you think he's too big for it, let me tell you what, they put Floyd Mayweather in jail. What was he in there for? Like 3 months or something like that?
I think 2 months. 2 months.
Something along those lines. Now, I get it. It's not a long stretch of time.
Yeah, they let him out a little early.
It's not a long stretch of time. I understand that. But I tell you what, when you're used to living like Tank is living, or like Floyd was living at that time, that big house and everything like that, all the comforts, it ain't so easy. It ain't so easy in there.
Yeah. I'd lock Tank up for 90 days. I'd put him in jail. I'd put him in jail for 3 months.
Gixer says, you have to admit boxers don't have the best reputations. What do people expect?
I expect more than this.
I think we expect them to be human beings. I expect football players to be human beings. I expect you to obey the same rules we do.
I don't expect anything less than I would expect from myself and my family and friends.
I think that's what you should expect from everybody. Seriously.
I don't go out and slap people.
Yeah.
I don't go out and hit women. I don't go out and hit anybody. I don't fight anybody. I'm not that type of person. I'm not a violent person. I can control my emotions. I get angry sometimes.
Well, that's the thing. In boxing and stuff, you're typically it's hard to fight on emotion because you're not thinking clearly when you're fighting on emotion. I don't know. Let's go to the phones here. 530 Robert. Happy New Year.
Robert, before we get started.
Happy New Year, Eric. Happy New Year. Oh my God! Please don't start again, Joe.
I'm just saying. I want to get the New Year. I want to get the New Year off on the right foot. Now you have a clean slate, right? So I just want to give you the opportunity, because you said a lot of provocative things in 2022. Do you want to pull any of those back? Do you want to recant any of those statements you made?
No.
Because I want to say one thing.
No.
Eric and I, every week, we battle with the producers and the human resources department. They want us to ban you from the switchboard. We battle with them every week. So you know what? This is this guy's life. This is the highlight of this guy's week. If we take this away from him, you don't realize the damage psychologically we could do to this guy.
Joe,
and you know what?
I can.
Just let me finish now. See?
Right, here he goes again.
You keep interrupting me, man. I'm trying to help you out here, and you're not letting the information seep in. All right. So I mean, Eric and I, we do this, and I've even had conversations with Eric because Eric was considering banning you off this telecast. But
Eric hasn't said a word
I
yet,
talked
so
him.
you're the
But
only
I
one
talked him
talking.
out of it. I
said a
talked
word.
him
You
out of it.
talked him
I
out of
talked
it.
him out of it. I'm being the good Samaritan here. So I'm just gonna say,
You're the only one talking. Eric hasn't said a word, Bill.
let me just say this. Are you 100% sure
You're talking to the caller of the year, Beeb.
You don't want to take anything back that you said last year?
Nope.
Not one. All right. I gave
I
you
stick
the
by my
opportunity.
opinion.
I mean, we lost several.
I stick by my opinion.
We've lost thousands of dollars in sponsors last year because of you. But you know what? We're gonna. All right,
I stick by my opinion.
We'll try to make it work. We'll try to make it work. All right, Robbie.
Okay, hold on.
Happy New Year.
Okay, so hold on, real quick, Robert. There's a debate in the chat here. Who's the caller of the year, Jerry or Robbie? It's got to be Robbie.
Got to be Robbie.
Got to be Robbie. Unanimous. There we go. All right, get with your point. Get with your point before I cut it off.
I don't sit here. I don't sit here and say a 10-2 fight is a competitive fight.
There you go.
Case closed.
Oh, that was nice.
That's a good one, Robbie.
You know.
That's very good.
But,
yeah.
Very good.
But go ahead, Robbie.
Now let's talk about Tank. Let's talk about Tank Davis. I really don't think this pay-per-view should be happening. I know it's going to happen, and you know I'm not going to support it because, and I'm sure other boxing fans feel this way because of all of his troubles. I'm sure that pay-per-view lost a lot of people who was going to buy it because everything is probably up in the air, even though she pulled back the charges and what have you. He's going to court in February. The Ryan Garcia fight may not happen this year. If I'm Ryan Garcia, I try to figure out what I'm going to do with my career instead of waiting for somebody that might be spending some time in jail. I agreed with Ryan Garcia in not taking a tune-up fight, but now that all this has happened, he may have to consider his options because Tank may wind up going to jail. And if you're Ryan Garcia, what do? You know, you can't be out of the ring. You have to fight.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to fight.
That's a great point.
Remain active.
All right, so let me ask you this, Robbie. Let me ask you this. All right, so if Tank is, Tank's hung up on legal troubles right now. I know Garcia was supposed to wait until I guess they wanted to fight in March or whatever. If you're Garcia, what do you do?
I think you try to find somebody to fight as soon as possible.
Give me a name, though. Give me a name. Not a tune-up, because he doesn't want to take a tune-up. He wants to go straight to a big fight, he said. So give me a name.
Let's see. He's 140 pounds. Can Golden Boy work out a deal with Regis Prograis and Ryan fight Regis Prograis?
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd
be a good fight.
Man, Robert went deep.
Now the problem is Regis Prograis is with Probellum, but he has fought before on DAZN because he used to be with Matchroom. I wonder if they could work out a deal with Probellum so that fight could take place, because Ryan Garcia cannot afford to be out of the ring just because Davis can't stay out of legal trouble.
What about this one, Robbie? What about this one, Robbie?
Okay.
What if they propose a fight with George Kambosos? Maybe ask him to come up, like do a catchweight at 130. Do a George Kambosos fight like at 138. Do a 138 catchweight with George Kambosos.
Yeah, if you can convince Kambosos to come up, I'd like that fight.
So is Garcia?
I'd like that fight a lot.
Garcia's stepping up to 140, right? That's where he wants to be.
He's fought a few times at 140 already. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I like the Tio fight, the Teofimo Lopez. That's the fight. King Ryan and Teofimo. Yeah, that's a good one at 140, or him and Prograis at 140.
Prograis is a champion now at 140.
Yeah.
So, but can Probellum and Top Rank, or Golden Boy and Top Rank, can they work together?
I don't know.
Can Bob and Oscar get along?
Top Rank. Well, yeah, I think they've done fights before, haven't they?
The thing is Bob doesn't like lending his fighters to go fight over DAZN. He's not a lot of these other promoters are not big fans of DAZN.
Yeah,
they don't like the platform.
I don't know why. It's a good platform. It works a lot better a lot of times
because they don't get paid for
Plus
it.
Does for boxing.
They don't get paid for it.
I know.
Bob's got his fighters on ESPN, and
I know. But no, there's a couple of interesting fights. But if I'm Ryan Garcia, I can't sit around. I've got to think about my career.
Well, if you're Ryan Garcia,
I know the tank.
Let me ask you this, Robert. Now, if you're Ryan Garcia, do you just go ahead and make a fight now? Or do you actually, give it some time? Let's wait for the February to clear out or what? Because from what I understand, they got a contract, but,
I think he's got to wait. I think he's got to wait till the court in February happens.
Well, the fight's supposed to be in March. Have to wait. Wasn't it, Beeb? Isn't that what they were?
I think it was supposed to be in May, actually. April or May, I thought.
Oh, April or May. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be spring.
I gotcha.
April, was April, right, Robbie?
Yeah, right. April 15th, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Because it was supposed to be a shared pay-per-view between DAZN and Showtime.
When was the last time Garcia fought?
Let's see. It's January now. I think he fought in August or September.
That's that's close to if he fought in September, I don't know, man. That's a long time to wait. That's a long time off, man.
Yeah, he's going to have to do something.
That's why he's going to have to, get with Joe Goosen and Eric Gomez and Oscar De La Hoya and all that to figure out what they're going to do, because you can't wait on this guy. He's with his legal problems, he's going to prove to be unreliable.
Yeah,
that would be like British fighters waiting on Conor Benn. You don't know what's going to happen with that situation either.
You don't know.
So.
So let me ask you this, Robert.
Let me pose this real quick, Joe. Real quick.
Okay. All right.
In your opinion, does Ryan Garcia actually fight a name this year?
Yes.
Okay.
I do believe
you guys both think he does.
I think so.
I don't think he fights anybody this year.
You could. Well,
I don't think he fights any name this year.
There's more evidence to support your prediction than ours, to be honest. But Robbie, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah. Okay.
In the court of, if Robert Herrick is the judge, right? Honorable Robert Herrick, right? The Honorable Robert Herrick is the judge in the Tank Davis case.
Yes.
Right. What do you sentence him?
I give him at least a year.
Whoa! I was saying 3 months. You're gonna put it. You want him to get put away for a year? Okay. I respect your opinion.
Look, you can't go around hitting women. I mean, if any of us tried to do that, we wouldn't be talking right now. We'd be behind bars. We don't have the money that he does to bail himself out of trouble. He needs at least a good year, maybe 18 months, and no time off for good behavior. He needs to.
Robbie's a hanging judge. He's a hanging judge, Eric. He's a hanging
judge. Roy Bean over here, man.
It's like, come on.
You don't mess with Robbie if he's the judge, man.
I mean, you got to be respectful for women, man. You can't go around knocking them around. That's not good. That's not good stuff. I don't care how many millions you've got.
That's right, right.
I think this, to quote a pun, I think this pay-per-view is going to tank because, remember, there's going to be Saturday NFL football this week, folks. And there's going to be other stuff to watch. I don't think a lot of people are going to buy this thing. I know I'm not. I can't support somebody that goes around beating up people and not beating up people not in the ring, okay? You get paid to do it in the ring. You don't do it outside the ring.
Beeb, you going to support that guy?
You know what? Robbie just talked me out of buying the pay-per-view.
Let me ask you this. I needed
this talk, Robert. You're off to a good start this year, man.
All right. That being said,
let's made some good points. You talked me out of it. Robbie,
let's take it to street level. We're going to take this to street level.
Talk me out.
If If Tank was fighting Ryan Garcia on the 7th, would you watch the pay-per-view?
That's tough.
I gotta watch it. I'm an idiot. I suck. I gotta watch it.
A lot of
though.
pressure.
You gotta watch it though, right?
I'd watch it but I'd be rooting. I'd be rooting with all my heart.
Hold on.
I'd be rooting.
How dare you? D-style boxing. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but I know for a fact you're not a Bills fan, my man. That's terrible. And Cincinnati is gonna blow them out tomorrow. Easy work. Easy work.
That'll be the best game of the whole weekend, man. I'm
Cincinnati's involved in it. Of course it is. Title town, baby.
I would probably try to justify myself buying the pay-per-view with Ryan Garcia because I'd be rooting for Ryan Garcia to beat him.
We suck. We just suck.
Could I do that? Could I do that, Robert? Could I do that, Robert?
Terrible people, man.
Let's see if Robert gives me the seal of approval.
Unfortunately, Joe, let's look at it from a reality standpoint. If it was Ryan Garcia instead of Hector Garcia, they would make sure that this fight took place. Just because of the two names involved.
True. That's true, Robert.
And Hector Garcia is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but this card should be pulled and these guys should be given other fights. And, I know people are going to buy it, but you can't support somebody that does this kind of crap. I mean, I heard a podcast with a writer from Baltimore on Friday, and he said the evidence in that case that they're going to present on February 16th is pretty damning for Tank, and he'd be very shocked if he walked out of there a free man.
I think it's one of those things. I mean, it's right there. I think it's going to be, you got witnesses, it was him. It was, he's been identified. It's going to be real tough. It is going to be real tough. So I wonder if he's going to pull the Floyd Mayweather card where he delays it to fight Garcia and then goes up. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know, but I tell you, when and if Ryan fights Tank, I'm going to be rooting like crazy for Ryan Garcia because it's the perfect promotional tool. Good guy against the bad guy.
Yeah, it depends on who I put money on. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know what to say. All right, Robert, we're going to get rolling here. Caller of the year.
All right, happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
All right. So you don't want to take anything back, Robert? You sure?
Yeah.
Doesn't want to take anything back. I was hoping he was going to do, like a New Year's resolution or something, man. But he just won't do it.
There you go. Let's see here. 716. Is this Buffalo? 716. You're live. Then again, maybe he's not. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to go to the place I am king, B. Baltimore, 443. You're live.
How y'all doing?
What's happening?
You hear me?
Yes.
Oh, it's Troy. Troy, what's up, brother?
Good. It's Troy.
How you been, brother? How you feeling? Been good? Happy New Year, my man.
I've been blessed. Thank you. The same to you, man. But I have to take you out of task about something you said because it seemed like you're saying this man is guilty before he's been proven guilty.
Yeah, I think he's guilty.
Yes.
In the court of public opinion, I'm going to say he's guilty.
No. You were bringing up his. Oh, okay, but y'all were bringing up his past, and all of us living have a past. I have a past. Yep. And if you read into my past, it'll say that I was a violent person, which is not true. But that's what my past will tell you on paper, right? Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily true, but that's what it says on paper. But we can't really keep judging people by their past. I understand what he did in the past was horrendous. I get that. And if it was my sister, we wouldn't be having any conversation. But we don't know what happened here. Just like with Ray Rice, we didn't know what really happened on the elevator. That she spit on him, and they were both drunk, and then he knocked her out, and now he's married to the young lady. So I really can't stand when people say, well, based on his past, we know he's guilty. No, not true. Not true.
Well, you didn't think the Ray Rice elevator thing? Wait a minute. You didn't think the Ray Rice elevator thing when he knocked that girl out or whatever that didn't do it for you? I mean, that wasn't. You didn't say, hey, that guy is guilty.
I wanted to see what caused that because that's not.
Does it matter what caused it?
Doesn't matter, bro. Unless
it doesn't matter.
Unless she had him at gunpoint. Unless she had him at gunpoint, his life was in danger. I don't know, man. Can't do that.
You have all the evidence before you condemn somebody.
But
you have all the evidence before you condemn somebody?
Let me ask you a question. Is there ever a need?
Yeah, the evidence was the evidence was the video for me.
Right.
That did it for me. That's the evidence. Yes.
Right.
That's enough. That's enough for me.
And what could she have done to make him act like that?
All right. You know what? I respectfully disagree with you, man.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you, bro.
On him and scratch them. Okay. Well, I can say that she. I can say that she disagrees with you too because she's married to the man, right?
I'm gonna say this.
To the man?
I don't know.
That's I don't know. I can be honest with you. I don't know. If she married him, she married him. I have no idea. I mean, she makes her own choice. To him. Okay, then I mean she made a bad choice in my opinion.
Yeah.
How so?
I'm gonna be because once again, if someone swings on you and hits you, the statistics show that the statistics show they're gonna do it again. Yeah. No one just hits somebody one time like that. If you could do that to some, yeah. We read the statistics.
What do the stats say about people who spit on you then, huh? What did the stats say about people who spit on you and scratch?
Well, spitting is a form of assault. Yeah. Spitting is a form of assault to be fair. But once again, from a respect standpoint, probably spitting on someone's one of the worst things you can do. But from a physical standpoint,
it is the worst.
Would I rather Mike Tyson spit at me or punch me in the face? I'm gonna choose to spit. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, here's a problem, bro. Here's a problem. And I'm just gonna break it down to you from my vantage point. Everyone loves to say, what did the woman do to the guy to bring him to do that? Right? But the problem is, as men, we're so much physically stronger than a woman, right? If a woman even swings on us, first of all, they telegraph everything they do when they throw a punch. So you can see it a mile away. 9 out of 10 times, if a woman swings on you, you could either block it, you could get out of the way of it, and you could more or less leave without having to counter that. And even if she does land, and you hit her back, you're going to cause significantly more damage to her than she can to you. So at some point, you gotta play the numbers game here, man. Because if you hit a woman as hard as you can, chances are you could do some serious damage, really hurt her badly. 10 to 20 times.
I don't think it would take much. Put it that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So even if a girl spit on me, as much as I would want to hit her, I wouldn't. Because I know the damage I could do to her, man. It's just not.
Not so much in the trouble you'll get into. You know what I mean?
It's not an even exchange, in my opinion, Troy. That's just the way I look at it. And if you're a boxer on top of that, well, that's the way you look at it. That's just my opinion, man.
Go ahead, Troy.
Okay, cool. But my point I'm trying to make is the man has not been proven guilty yet, and she's still with him. So if he did all this damage to her, why is she still there? You gotta take all these things into account.
She made
repeat that again. What you said earlier about the 75%.
75% recant their claims and 80% stay. These things are not uncommon. You know why women stay? Let me just finish this point. You asked me why she stayed. Women stay for a number of reasons. Particularly, he's a 1% earner. He's the father of her child. She doesn't want to mess up the bag. He's taking care of her financially. What are the chances of her getting another Tank Davis, someone who's making millions of dollars a year? Someone, that's the father of her child. What are the chances of that again? I mean, women make decisions for a number of reasons. They stop blaming themselves. I mean, the statistics show that 80% of the women stay, and it happens again and again. Why did Tina Turner stay with Ike for all them years? He was beating on her for years. Why did she stay? See what I'm saying? So you can't use that. I mean, you can use that argument, but I don't think it holds much weight. But go ahead, Troy. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you burn. I'll let you burn.
I'm not using that weight. I'm not using that argument of why they stayed. When I called in, I said that you can't really look at someone's past and say that they did it until you have all the evidence in front of you. That's all I'm saying. Give him a day in court. If he's proven guilty, then guess what? He's proven guilty. But just to condemn him on what happened yesterday, we all can be condemned by our past because each of you have a past that we don't know about. I have a past that you don't know about. Everybody walking that could throw stones and say he's guilty has a damn past that we don't know about.
Okay.
So, if you want someone to condemn you, something you did then and then now, then this is not America anymore. This is a completely different country then.
Okay, but first of all, that was 2 years ago. And the same thing he did then, he's being accused of now. So if you don't learn from your past, then that's a problem. If you're showing the past presents a pattern of behavior. This isn't something that was done 20 years ago, Troy. This was 2 years ago with a different woman, right? And if there's a pattern of behavior, then damn straight. Let me ask you this, with all due respect. You brought up your daughter. Now, if you knew a guy that she was going out with, did something 2 years ago, right? And you're saying to yourself that possibility he could do that to her. Would you be a little bit afraid of her going out with this dude or not? You got to judge. Everyone judges everybody by your past. You can never escape your past. You can become a better person, but if you haven't improved from your past and you're doing the same things you did 2 years ago today, then obviously we're going to have to look at that as a pattern of behavior. It's just human nature. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. But a pattern is not 2 years. You said it's 2 years. In that 2 years, has he been convicted again of beating women?
Yeah, he's been charged with assault. He's been charged with assault several times.
How many times in the 2 years is what I'm saying? How many times in 2 years?
About 3 or 4 times.
I think that would be enough for me.
Punched his brother in the face.
Okay, you said charged, but you didn't say convicted. Hold on now, you said charged, but you didn't say convicted.
Right.
Charged.
I think he paid settlements. He paid settlements in a couple of those cases.
So do you think John Gotti was innocent all those times he went up? They called him the Teflon Don.
I'm not talking about a mobster. Now,
hold on a
second, because you're going off on something else. I'm just simply saying that we have to stop living in the past with people and saying that they're guilty before they had their day in court.
If I see a pattern of behavior, man, I'm just going to have to look at it. I see a pattern. I'm looking at. I look at patterns of behavior, bro.
You have to be proven guilty, right?
But I'm not a judge. You have to be proven guilty. Everything you're saying from a legal standpoint, you're spot on.
Absolutely.
But once again, guess what? This is the court of public opinion.
Right.
My opinion is he did it.
Yeah, and most people in the
That's
public
my
are
opinion.
Stupid. Most people in the public are stupid, and they hide in plain sight. They give all these opinions while they're just as dirty as the person that they're talking about.
Well, I'll give you this. Look at O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty.
What about him?
He's found not guilty, right? Everybody and their mother thinks he did it.
Right.
There you go. And he will carry this around for the rest of his life.
Not me. I actually never thought he did it.
Well, that's you.
Never.
But
you want to know why? No, but you know why?
Sure.
One, because they said there was a dog there. And if the dog barked, if it was his house and his dog, why the hell would the dog be barking at him? And number two, how does a 50-year-old dude with squeaky knees sneak up on anyone?
I said the same thing. If I'm on that jury,
I'm going to tell you this.
I'm on that jury, I'm going to agree with him. I'm agreeing with him on this one. If I'm on that jury, we're going to
do a show. I'm going to tell you what. We're going to do a show on this soon.
I'm with him on this one.
We are going to do a show on this soon. And
I'm with him on this one.
Definitely gonna do a show on.
I have reasonable doubt.
If I'm on that jury, we're definitely going.
If I'm on that jury, I'm voting not guilty.
Because I know how you feel about this. I know how you feel about this. And I think Fight Doctor, because you and Fight Doctor were on the same page.
Yeah,
and I say you guys are both crazy.
I'm not 100% sure we did. I have reasonable doubt, and if I
don't have any reasonable doubt, trust me.
I swear to God, I have reasonable. I would have voted not guilty. I would have voted not guilty. I agree. I'm going to roll with him on this one.
I'm a 50-year-old guy with bad knees actually sneak up on
and
somebody.
that dude was a martial artist. That dude was 25 years old. That dude was 25 years old in the prime of his life.
You have any idea how strong you have to be a pro athlete, a football player on OJ's caliber?
He was 50 years old.
Who cares how old he was, son? You gotta be strong.
30 years younger.
And then he's going to restrain. Then he's going to restrain two people like that, and I don't know, man.
And then you have
all right, guys, we're off on a tangent. We're gonna address that. I'll tell you what. We're gonna address the OJ thing in another show.
He was an addict, and you have to factor in how her throat was cut.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, we're going to address that on another show. Troy, we're going to get running, man. We appreciate the call. Cool. All right, man. Thank you so much for calling in, man. Beeb, he does bring up a point. Yeah, Happy New Year, Troy. He does bring up a point, and you are innocent until proven guilty. I get that.
You are. I agree
but not in the court of public opinion. That's the difference.
I mean, the court of public opinion is the court of public opinion, bro. It's two different things. You can't make a false equivalency like that. Like, people are going to have their opinions right now, unless she has unless that blood was fake and it was Hollywood friggin' makeup or something that made her look like she had a bloody lip when the police arrived there. Right. Then with the evidence that's been presented to me right now, I'm saying he did it.
Yeah.
I'm saying he did it.
Clearly.
OJ, I don't know. I have reasonable doubt.
Stop it. We're going to do a show. I'm telling you right now, we are going to do a show on that.
I get
do a show.
I get destroyed. I get destroyed when I say that. I can't even talk about things like that at Thanksgiving dinner because I'll get thrown out, man. I'll be running out of there with a drumstick in my hand, like leaving out the front door. I got some controversial viewpoints. You know that.
I do. 770. This is Atlanta. I think this is Jason. Jason, go ahead.
Oh, you guys let me in, man? Come on, no.
I told him to let you in. I told him to let you in.
I can cut you out just as quick.
Hey,
I told him to let you in. I told him to let you in.
It's a brand new year. I'm trying to start off on a good foot.
All right, thanks, Eric. Let me ask Beeb where he read that the girl had a bloody lip. Can you tell me that, Beeb? Because I just read the police report. There's no mention of any bloody lip. So can you tell me where you made that up? How you made that up?
There was a cut on her lip. Yeah, there was a cut inside her lip or something like that, wasn't there?
No, it wasn't.
An abrasion or a cut?
There was a cut inside her lip.
They didn't say cut or a bloody lip on the police report. They said there was a mark and there was a pushing shoving match. Clearly, his shirt is ripped off. So you guys are just assuming that he punched her because it couldn't have just been like a pushing shoving match that he
the police said she had a bloody lip.
No, it doesn't. Can you show me can you post that police report? Because I just read the police report.
There's
no mention of any bloody lip. I just read the police report.
I did post it. I'll text it to you, bro.
No, there is no mention of bloody lip. It just says there's like a mark.
She had a bloody lip.
And there's no mention of bloody lip. Also,
hey, Jason, let me ask you something.
Why was the bond only $1,000?
Let me ask you something real quick.
Okay, why was the bond only $1,000, Beeb? Beeb, why was the bond only $1,000? Can you tell us that?
I can easily tell you that because unfortunately,
why?
Domestic violence is a misdemeanor.
It's also very hard to prove.
It's not a felony. Unfortunately, that's the law.
I'm just glad Beeb is starting to act like a domestic violence expert because Donald Trump was accused of sexually assaulting like 20 women, like 20 lawsuits, and you voted for that guy. I just don't know how you all of a sudden started acting to care about women. You voted for a guy that was accused of assaulting 20 women.
What?
Like, I don't know why you pretending to care about women.
Hey, Jason,
can Tank Davis's lawyer bring that into a courtroom and is that going to get him off? Because
no, I'm just talking about your integrity here. You're acting like you care about women.
Your integrity.
You voted for a guy that was accused of assaulting 20 women.
He was never accused. He was never accused of assaulting.
I know you like to keep it real.
He was never accused of. He was never arrested for hitting a woman. These people say he sexually assaulted.
What does that have to do with
anything? You know what sexual assault is? I'm trying to teach you. You know what sexual assault is?
Hang on,
you know what
Jason.
You know what sexual? You know what sexual assault? You know what sexual assault is? It's not the same thing as domestic violence. First of all, so if you walk up to a woman, you put your hand on her shoulder, and you say, "I'd love to have sex with you right now," that's sexual assault.
Yeah,
I mean, they're two different crimes. They're two different crimes. I mean, so it's not the same thing.
All right, let me ask you a question, Jason. And before I bring you back on here, let me ask you a question. If you're in Tank's inner circle, what do you tell Tank at this point? Do you actually vote to give him some help, or just say, hey, let the justice play out, knowing that he's got a pattern of this? There's a pattern of violence, or there's a pattern of, there's a pattern of trouble. We'll just say that. There's a pattern of, he's in a pattern of trouble, no matter where he goes, what he does. What advice would you give Tank in your life? Go ahead.
Can I talk for a few minutes without you guys filibustering or no? Let me talk for a few minutes.
You're filibustering, and I've asked you a question, so you can answer the question first.
You're projecting a little bit.
Okay, so there was an eyewitness there. You're talking about his inner circle. There was an eyewitness there, his chef, Elliot Buckling. He said, I saw the whole thing. He never hit her, and he never did anything. He was an eyewitness. He's like a white guy from England. He said, I saw the whole thing. He never hit her. She was freaked out because they were having like a intense argument. That's eyewitness right there. He works for like a bunch of UFC and fighters and boxers. You guys can go follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Elliot Buckling. He's an eyewitness. That's why the fucking bond was so low, because the judge knew it was some bullshit fucking.
That's not the question.
That's what it was.
On the police report. That's not.
Why?
I just told you what happened.
But I'm saying,
eyewitness. Why are you not talking about the eyewitness that was there? Because you guys.
That's not the police. That's not in the police
report.
That's not in the police report.
Ike and Tina Turner.
It's not in the police report. It's not in the police report.
Who cares about the police report when there's an eyewitness there in the house?
Well, you have to care about the police report.
Police reports are filled with lies, dude. Police reports are filled with lies every day.
Come on.
This is fucking America. What are you talking about?
Stop.
So everything's a lie.
Police reports are filled with lies every day in every city.
So what's the
police department? Police reports are filled with lies.
What's the incentive? What's the incentive for the police?
Let me finish.
What's the incentive for the police to lie? What's the incentive for the police to lie?
All right, go ahead, Jason.
Police lie every day. That's what they're known for. I mean, everybody knows that.
Go ahead.
Come on now.
Go ahead.
That's what their expertise is.
All
right. Also, why didn't we talk about Jojo Diaz getting arrested for beating up his wife and fucking sending nude pictures to minors with this kind of?
We actually did talk about that. We actually did talk about that.
You guys had a round
we talked about him coercing a minor with those pictures.
No, he did not. He was arrested for beating up his spouse.
When?
You guys did not do a video about him beating up his spouse. When did you do that?
He was arrested.
When did you do a video about Jojo beating up his wife?
He was arrested. He wasn't even arrested. He was charged.
Yes, he was arrested. I sent you the police report. I sent you the arrest report. He was arrested and booked into jail, and he bailed out.
Okay.
I sent you the fucking police report and the fucking jail report.
Okay.
Why? You don't have to lie like that.
Nobody's lying.
So why aren't you guys doing videos about that? Since you guys are caring,
we did do a video on. We did. He was.
I'll be honest.
I'll be honest for a fact.
I'll be honest with you.
Reported that.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know. I actually did not.
You never did multiple videos of that.
We don't need to do multiple videos of it. He's not a big name.
Yeah, but
he's not a big name, son. Tank's a big name.
World champion when that happened.
So what? Not every world champion is a big name, son.
Okay. Eric, 2 months ago, De La Hoya got sued for two.
So what is your point? What is your argument?
De La Hoya got sued for 2 sexual assaults 2 months ago.
So what?
De La Hoya got sued for 2 sexual assaults 2 months ago. Did you guys do a video of that? Did you do a video about De La Hoya being sued for 2 sexual assaults 2 months ago?
No, because he's not a big news story. That's why.
Oh, he's the biggest fucking name in boxing.
No, he's not.
What are you talking about?
Since
when?
when?
Tank.
Nobody even knows who that guy is now.
Are you saying?
Done.
Are you saying? Are you saying because?
When a Mexican
wait a minute. Are you saying?
When a Mexican gets accused,
are you saying because? Wait.
The black car. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
That's it. I don't report on Mexicans getting problem. I'm not going to do my people like that.
All right.
Are you saying? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you say anything?
You're just giving your people all the passes.
Why weren't you defending Robbie Romero? Why weren't you defending Robbie Romero?
Yeah. Why weren't you defending him?
He's black.
Defending him from what? Defending him from what?
When he was charged, when he was accused of something, of sexual assault.
He was never accused of anything. He was also Beeb. Let me.
Why weren't you defending him?
Tank settled like 4 lawsuits. Tank has never settled any lawsuit with any woman. Also, Tank's last charge was dropped. So he's never been charged.
Oh, he settled out of court. He settled out of court with his brother.
You think he's going to do time for that drive-by or that that hit and run?
He punched his brother in the head.
Drive-by.
He punched his brother.
Eric letting his race come out? Come on now, Eric. Don't be racist now. Come on, Eric. Don't be racist like that. Don't be racist like that. Don't be racist like that.
Pretty sad. This is pretty sad,
come on, it's
bro.
2023.
Wow.
It's 2023. Man. Let's grow up now. Come on.
Jason, you don't think he hit her, Jason? You honestly don't think he hit her? Tell me the truth. Do you think he hit her or not?
Are you saying the bond was $1,000 because he hit her? Are you saying the judge gave a $1,000 bond because he hit her? Is that what you're saying?
You don't think he hit her?
Yeah, you don't
Are
think
you
he hit
saying
her?
the
It's on
bond
the
was
police
$1,000
report.
because he hit her? Really? Really?
It's on the police report.
Have you seen the picture of her face? Have you seen the picture? Have you seen the picture? Like with Rihanna or no?
Why would she take a picture of herself when she's getting punched in the face? You're supposed to screenshot yourself.
Why did Rihanna's picture get taken when she was assaulted by Chris Brown? Why was Rihanna's picture get taken? Why did Rihanna's picture get taken by a fucking pop star when she got beat up?
That was her choice to do that.
And there's no fucking facial.
Is there a law? Is there a law that someone? Is there a law?
And we have yet to see one picture of anybody abused by Mayweather. Show me one picture of somebody abused by Mayweather. Just show me one picture. Show me one picture.
I don't know. He did one. How much time did Mayweather do for hitting that chick?
Is there a law?
I want to look at that. One picture of anybody. Show me one picture.
Are you going to let me get in? 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 Are you going to scream? Are you going to let me get in? Are you going to scream? Are you going to let me get in?
Show me one picture. Show me one picture. Show me one picture of any woman that got fucking hurt.
Are you going to let me get in? Are you going to let me get in? Are you going to let me get in?
All right, guys. Jason, we're going to get running here.
I would rather just use the police. I would just rather use the police report because there's no requirement that says that a victim of domestic violence has to take a picture of themselves. Where is that written where that has to happen? So,
agreed. Area code 202. You're live.
That's disgusting.
I would just rather use there's no requirement that says that a victim of domestic violence has to take a picture.
All right, can I ask you a question? If you're on speaker, can you take us off speaker? It's hard to hear you, and I definitely want to hear this call.
202. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, real quick.
Turn your video down or whatever, because we're getting like an echo here.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Perfect.
Okay, real quick. Now, mind you, I'm from DC, and I was a professional fighter. Okay. Now, Tank is also from Baltimore, so I'm not here to protect him or anything. But I know earlier I was listening to you and the other gentleman speak.
Yeah.
About the guy putting his hands on the woman. Now, you all said, and also he's a fighter. Now, mind you, he's knocking men out. I mean, professional fighters who train to fight. Now, if he hit this woman at the height of him being spit on in his face, and his blood pressure is roaring to the top of the ceiling, and you're saying that the woman just had a little busted lip. Don't you think at that type of rage he would probably kill her?
He could. Not necessarily. He could. He could, but not necessarily. I mean, he did damage to her.
Yeah, no. A little. And I didn't see anything written in the paper or nothing saying that she had a busted lip. You're going to do more damage than a busted lip. She shit it supposedly on a toothbrush and spit in his face. Oh, wow. Now, mind you, if you're upset at that age, I mean, at that type of height of being angry, you're going to do more damage than less than what they're saying that you're saying that the police report said. I didn't see any police report stating that she had a little bump in her lip.
All right, this is what I got here. It says, police say in the documents, Davis struck the woman on the right side of her head with a closed hand type of slap. So it was a closed hand type of slap. Cops said the woman was left with a facial injury, but was.
Hand is a fist.
Let me finish. Cops said
a closed hand is a fist.
Let me finish. Cop said that the woman was left with a facial injury, but was able to exit the home following the altercation.
No one has seen anything.
So the police were. So when the police arrived there and they saw that abrasion, they're lying. Then is that the accusation? I mean, is everyone lying here?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm. Listen, police lie all day long. That's what they do.
They do.
So again, you sitting here, you sending this man to jail. Nobody's dead. Nobody has been killed. I understand about the car accident. If again he's found guilty, then let justice do what they do. I understand you all said public, the public. You can charge him with whatever you want. Let's just be realistic about all this. Like I said, I was a professional fighter. I have been pushed to the point where I have had no return, and I have not put my hands on women. And women have filed a report that I did this. So I'm sitting here listening to this. We don't have a clue. We were not there. So you can have your opinion, but I'm a living witness to what women has done and said about me, and I've never put my hands on them. And then the report, they lied. And then when we go to court, it come out that I did not touch them. So it's not fair for you all to sit here and to take and put him in the ground, and he's not even dead yet. So that's basically what you're doing by saying he's already guilty.
Can I interject? Here? Okay.
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
You say.
I enjoy your
hang on one second. Hang on. Let me ask you this. Now you say you've been involved in like a domestic thing or whatever, or that somebody has accused you of something that was just wrong or that you didn't do and you were proven innocent.
Not only, yes, sir.
Let me ask you this.
Not only with women, but with men also.
Sure.
With men also.
Absolutely.
Because they know you're a professional fighter.
Right.
And you got to remember, Tank is a world star. Money talk, bullshit walk.
Have you ever, I'm going to ask you this.
You can wind up.
I'm going to ask you this.
Go ahead.
Have you ever been on video and he yanked a woman up by her throat?
I watched that. I saw that.
I'm asking you. I watched
it when he pulled her out of there.
So okay, so you've never, but you were never on video doing anything like that, right? Do you think the way he acted?
Her ass up by her collar, but the report said that he beat her. He did not beat her. He grabbed her up by her collar. And
Beeb, you saw the video, Beeb.
Grabbed her by the throat. He put his hand around her throat, bro. He put his hand around her throat.
He grabbed her by her.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Go watch the video again.
Can I, sir? Let me just say something, sir. Please, let me just say one thing. And I respect the hell out of you. I respect your opinion. We don't diminish or disregard or devalue anyone's opinion on this show. We won't do that. I'm going to say one thing. Okay. By doing what you're doing right now, sir. If something isn't done, there's going to be a time where he is going to seriously hurt somebody. He's a violent gentleman, sir. He has anger issues. You know,
no, he's not. He's
got a history. He's got a history. He's got a history of swinging on people, bro.
What? Two women.
How many women do you need?
He punched his brother in the head. He punched his brother in the head. He punched his friend in the head. I mean, you guys got to help him. This is not going to help him. This is not going to help him. If you care about this gentleman, something has to be done.
Wait a minute. Seriously. No. Don't make him out to be a monster. Okay, let me say this.
He's a violent person,
bro. He's a fighter.
Got anger issues.
People know that. Go ahead. Let me hear you.
You don't think he's got anger issues? You don't think he's a violent person? He's admitted he has anger issues.
Hell no. He's a human being. And if somebody poked you and you was a bad, your ass would take a step up and do what you got to do to stop somebody from poking you like a bear. The man has millions of dollars, and people know that. And believe it or not, they can get paid behind this. You're not looking at the bigger picture. You stuck on because he's a black young man with millions of dollars, and you
the fact that he's black has nothing to do with it.
Without him going to court,
has nothing to do with it.
Guilty of this charge.
I mean,
he's not
I just
guilty
don't.
until he go in front of the court. You've never seen anything. I know plenty of people. Hey, I know Tank personally. I know Calvin Ford personally. I know all of them guys. So you sitting here making up.
Would you say that clouds your judgment a little bit?
That you just hearing what police is saying.
Given the fact that you know these guys, wouldn't that cloud your judgment a little bit?
All day long.
I mean, like I said,
I'm not going to sit here and make him out to be a monster. No.
Are you concerned?
No.
Let me just ask. Let me ask you one question, sir.
If you've been with women in your life, if you've been around women in your life, you know women can push your buttons till you just want to reach out and snap their neck. But you saying you don't. I know damn well once upon a time you probably pushed her off of you or told her stop hitting you, and she'll make a bigger picture than it is what it ain't. So you can't sit here and say that.
So let me ask you this: do you think he has any anger issues whatsoever? Would you concede that?
No, I don't. I think he's a professional fighter.
Okay, fair enough.
He's a world
fair
champion.
Enough.
And if you push anybody, don't sit here and say that don't know man. No, that you can't say that. No, I'm not going to say he has anger issues. Because
I respect your opinion.
You're not even a world champion. And if somebody pushed your ass, you would take to stop them from pushing you. You would stop them. You would stop your buddy right there if he pushed you 10 times.
Not if it was a woman, though.
You would sit there and stop him. So, no, I'm not going to tell you one thing. He have an anger issue over two women. Check this out. If he was
over two.
Davis,
how many assaulted women do you need?
You would not ever hear this on the news. You wouldn't be talking about this if his name wasn't Tank.
But it is.
Davis.
But it is.
Yeah, I know it is. But you think of all the other world fighters that have had problems that nobody talk about. Just like you said earlier, the other boxer, because he's not known as Tank, you don't care about that. But because he's Tank, you want to dissect it. You want to put it right here in front of the world.
Of course.
And say what you're
saying.
It was
reported, though.
That's what we do.
Because
it was still reported.
It's reported.
Like
if you do something, and again, you say you're a professional boxer, but I don't, like I said, we don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's okay because we don't know everybody. And that's all right. But if you did something, we're not going to hear about it. The more popular you are, the higher you say. Of course, we care about that stuff. So we're not going to just post on some random dude.
The other gentleman came on here and said no one reported on it. Then if no one reported on it, how would we we talked about JoJo Diaz. We spoke about that in our show. If it wasn't reported, nobody would have known about it.
Big name? What are you talking about?
We reported on it though. Yeah, but
we still talked about it though.
We still talked about it. We still
talk about everything. We're going to report why would we not talk about JoJo Diaz?
But again, what I'm saying to you is I am also a professional fighter, but no one knows what I've been charged with. And not only that, when I went to court, I was found guilty. I was found not guilty. But you will sit here and say that I'm guilty and you don't even know the case. So you've never seen this. So it's not fair to you to sit here and to take and put Tank in the grave yet.
First of all,
okay, when it comes out,
I don't know your case.
We
have no idea what your case was.
Let's say he come out and it says he's not innocent. You still would say, oh, she took and recanted what she said because she's scared of him and he's violent and it's about money. When he's found not guilty,
that's not what we say.
Gonna put him in the grave.
Listen to me. That's not what we say. That's what the statistics say. That's what the domestic violence stats say.
You're saying it now. You're sitting here putting them in the grave right now. So, of course, when it comes out that he's not guilty, you still will make up an excuse to say he's guilty.
Here's the problem.
The stats don't lie, son.
Here's the problem with the whole situation. Let me just say this. Statistics show that 75% of domestic violence victims, they recant their statements. Statistics also show that 80% of them.
Okay.
Did they? Wait a minute. Hang on.
Let him finish.
Let me finish. Please let me finish. 80% of domestic violence victims, they are victims twice by two times or more by the same person. would you at least say that Tank should probably get away from this woman because they have for this to get so he needs to separate himself from this woman.
Right.
And let me ask you this, sir.
I support that 100%.
Let me ask you this, sir. Is there a chance if he stays with this woman that things could get ugly? The longer he stays with this woman, the more and more he's going to get upset, and possibly he could do some serious damage to this woman. So he needs to get out of there. He needs to get out of there.
If someone is spitting in your face, okay, and sitting on a toothbrush and doing all these crazy things, of course it can get worse. Of course.
All right. I think we're going to agree to disagree here.
100% he needs to get away from her.
Well, you know what?
But for you to sit here and say he's guilty, you're wrong.
Well, my opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter, sir. My opinion doesn't matter.
There's only one opinion. The only court. The court's going to decide.
The court's going to decide, not me.
Your
Absolutely.
opinion don't matter. Okay. But again, let's be fair. Be fair. I like your show. Be fair.
I think we've been pretty fair. I think we've been pretty fair.
I really respect you guys, and I watch you guys. It's not fair.
All right. Well, hey, don't change that. All right. Don't change that.
Keep,
all right.
Keep watching us.
Keep watching us. Yeah, we'll say whatever you want.
Don't let this one opinion. Don't let this one opinion. Dissuade you from watching the show anymore.
Sway you here from watching the show. All right, my friend. We're gonna get going, man. Thank you so much.
I hope that my opinion means something to you guys.
It absolutely does.
It really does. Why we let you talk for a long time. We let you talk for a long time because we wanted you to let it out. We wanted to hear your side. We let you talk for a long time. So your opinion does mean something.
All right, my friend. We're gonna get running here, man. Thank you so much for the call. Thank you. Great call, man. I do see his side. I'm not going to lie and say I don't. I understand the innocent until proven guilty.
Listen,
but there's you have to understand when you talk about domestic violence and you talk about the pattern of violence, you talk about the pattern of violence that follows Tank around. Listen, everywhere he goes, he's getting in trouble. This is where I think, and you could say,
this is my
angle. No, it's other people. It's this, it's that. But the bottom line is, everywhere this guy is going, he's getting in trouble. This is a time for management to pull him back and say, look, you need some help. I don't know what's going on. The people you're hanging out with, the people, whatever. You need some help.
He doesn't understand that it's not me like, oh, throw him under the jail. Fuck this guy. No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help this guy because
I said he needs help. No question.
Because these domestic violence cases could turn into bigger cases if this isn't addressed.
If this goes unchecked,
that's where I'm going.
He's going to do some time down the road.
That's where I'm going with this.
Right, and it may not be for this, while he's boxing. Maybe it's after his boxing career. But if you have that, you've got to get this checked, man. There it is. All right, let's. Okay, so check this out. So, keeping the Tank, I guess. Tank accused Ryan Garcia of juicing. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Okay, so he said, I think, quote, I think a couple of reasons. This is Tank talking about Garcia. I think it could be him juicing. This is talking about him bypassing the tune-up fight. He said, when you juice, you have on and off cycles. I think that's why I was pushing for Vada. Either that, he ain't trying to beat up his body, get down to 135 or 40. He just wants to stick around at his normal weight. Then once it's time to fight me, then drop it down. So it's either that or him juicing. That's kind of a stretch, no? I mean, that's kind of a stretch. Thank you so much, Corey Lee. We appreciate it. Happy holidays to you too.
I mean, everybody knows my stance on this whole PED thing. I think many people are doing it, but once again, if you're being tested and you pass the test, then it is what it is.
I agree. It's tough.
What are you going to do? I mean,
listen, and when everybody came out with Manny Pacquiao, but he never failed a drug test. Never did. So, unfortunately, in the past 2 weeks, Steve Smoger passed away. Hall of Fame referee. He was inducted in 2015. Canelo Alvarez had a statue erected in Guanacatlán, Mexico. and it was presented during a ceremony last week, so that was good. Beeb, I got a real problem with this one. Jose Ramirez has chosen to reject a title shot against WBC light welterweight champion Regis Prograis due to his reported unhappiness with the 65-35% purse split he would be getting for the fight. This according to Mike Coppinger at ESPN. Ramirez wanted a 50-50 split. Beeb, give me a break.
Yeah, I've never seen a 50-50 split when the other guy's the champion. I mean, at least
it doesn't happen. That's why.
60-40.
And what is it? Ramirez is a bigger name? Come on.
I don't know, man.
He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight.
I don't think he wants to fight.
Twice he's turned down.
I think Regis Prograis is the best 140-pounder in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really think he is.
He's tough to beat, right?
Yeah.
He's a tough one, man. For sure. Bob Arum sounded off on Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko. It sounds like it's going to happen. Bob Arum stated that we're looking for a site and the date, and that'll be announced shortly. That fight will happen either before or right after Ramadan. When is Ramadan?
I think it's in, I want to say it's in March. No, I think it's February. Someone told me it starts in February. I think it starts in February. February. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So then I would assume that would take place in March, April, somewhere in there. Who do you like in that fight?
I like Devin Haney big.
I think Devin Haney demolishes him. I don't even think that fight is close. Devin Haney,
I think he beats him. I think he beats him.
The best fighter in the world right now is Devin Haney. I've said this. I've said he's top pound for pound. I've said it over and over again. Now, is he on my pound for pound? Obviously, I think you have to have Canelo on there. I get it. But Devin Haney is that guy. I think he's the next coming of the future. I really do.
Do you think Devin Haney beats Shakur Stevenson too?
At this point, yeah. I think he does. Okay. I think he has more experience than Shakur. I think Shakur's a little young right now. I think Devin Haney beats him. But listen, man, Shakur Stevenson's not far behind Devin Haney.
Yeah, I like Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, and somebody just said that, Clarissa just said that Shakur beats Haney by unanimous. Listen, that's a toss-up fight.
A lot of people like Shakur in that fight, but it's kind of a 50-50 fight if you really want to think about it.
Very good fighter, man. Yeah. Omar Rodriguez says Shakur is the best of the bunch. Hey, listen, I can't deny that. I like Shakur too.
I think when it's all said and done, I think Shakur is going to be the man in boxing.
He might be.
I'm a big
listen, former Olympian, stuff like that, as long as he can stay out of, keep his nose clean, he should be all right. Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao signed with Ryzen, Beeb. So we're going to get a Manny Pacquiao
tension fight, right?
In 2023. Yeah, I had Ryzen. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Jesus.
I hate doing the year-end stuff. But I've got one here. All right, so for me, the year-end, the KO of the year, the fight of the year, and the upset of the year is rolled into one, Beeb. That's easy, undisputed. Lee Wood over Michael Conlan. It's a wrap.
That's the fight of the year.
Knockout of the year. Fight of the year. Upset of the year. Give me a bigger upset.
Well, statistically,
you could talk about Chris Colbert getting beat. Give me a bigger upset. Lee Wood.
I'll tell you.
Standing fodder from from Conlan.
I'll tell you why. Because when you look at the odds for that fight, I think Lee Wood was only a 3-1 underdog in that fight. No, what was he? Was he a 3-1 or a 4-1? But
he was a big underdog. Nobody expected him to win that fight.
But Garcia was a 25-1 underdog versus Chris Colbert.
I still don't care. I'm going to tell you why. Because this fight had more meaning. This fight had more behind it. And, it was just
I understand where you're coming from. But for me, that Hector Garcia fight was the upset of the year.
That's a good one.
I think that was the fight. But you know what the KO of the year was for me? The KO of the year, I'll be honest with you. Caleb Plant versus Anthony Durrell. That was beautiful.
That was wicked.
That's my KO of the year. I love that.
Was a good one. Can't argue with that one.
That was sick.
Who was your fight of the year? That was the Conlan Wood, right?
The Conlan Wood, yeah, that's clearly the fight of the year. That was a much better fight than I thought it was.
Who's your fighter of the year?
Oh, Bivol.
I got Naoya Inoue. Because I know everybody was going to pick.
You could do that. You could do that.
I know everybody was going to take Bivol, but he fought Paul Butler.
You could make an argument that it's Inoue because he actually
absolutely became undisputed this year. Butler and Donaire. So yeah.
Wow.
There you go. And the king of the year is me. I'm the king of Baltimore, also the king of Titletown. So there you go. I'm a 2-time king. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Beeb? All right, guys. Happy New Year. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at jhabib1 and find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporterlive.com. And you can find me on Twitter at ringside73. And guys, we will see you guys next week.